What's going on, good people? We back again. It's been a little while. Holidays is over, you know, into the new year. Everybody's getting ramped up for the year, so it's time, you know, we back. It's time. So I got a special guest with me today. Good, you might as well say brother, you know, of mine. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. And, you know, most of you all know him, so he really needs no introduction. But we'll let him do what he do, you know?
Well, I just want to say it's a pleasure to be here. Definitely want to celebrate our brother Cigar Gent's YouTube journey. One thing I'm going to say is this: like, subscribe, and share.
Please.
Let's continue to support this man in his journey, because I think about it all the time. In today's society, some of us have dreams, we have aspirations, we have things we want to do in life, but we never take that step to get it done. So again, I want to tip my hat to my brother here to continue his journey, and we wish him much luck and much success. So what we're going to do is we're going to celebrate today. We're going to smoke a stick.
Yeah.
We're going to talk some stuff. And we're going to have a good time doing like Cigar community always does. So
That's right.
sit back, enjoy, relax, and join us. Join us.
That's right. That's right. All right. So, hey, so this is, you know, we're going to just jump into what we got today. So we're going to smoke the same cigar, actually. So today we're doing and this cigar actually won Cigar of the Year with Cigar Aficionado. However, it was the natural variation, whereas we're smoking the Maduro. So we are going to be smoking the Padron 60th anniversary. Get that there for you guys to see it. There we go. Padron 60th anniversary. But we both are smoking, like I said, the Maduro variation of it. This particular cigar retails at about $75 a piece. We bought a box, of course, $7.50. Since it won Cigar of the Year, though, it's been pretty hard to find anywhere you have it. I actually had a box of these during the first shipment that they sent out, which was late 2024.
I remember that.
So yeah, haven't been sitting on it since then. And we're gonna find out, you know, how it ages.
One thing I'll say is a beautiful box.
That's
the
right.
Presentation, which we'll get to at the end of the video, the presentation, bar none.
That's right.
You know, we love Opus, we love Ligas, we love Fuente, we love them all. But the presentation for this particular stick is something else. Something else.
That's right. Now, with Padron, as you guys may know, and if you don't, we're gonna talk about it. It's a Nicaraguan puro, so that just means every leaf every leaf of tobacco that's in the cigar is comprised of Nicaraguan tobacco. So that's going to be the binder, the wrapper, and the filler. It's all Nicaraguan tobacco, which tends to be a stronger, you know, packs a little bit more punch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and it has much more exposure to the sun. So their Maduro leaves they take from the top of the plant because they have the most exposure to sunlight, which gives them that robust fullness that we get. And the cigar is actually rolled in their factory in Nicaragua, in Esteli, Nicaragua. So, with all that being said, we're going to cut them up, light them up, and then smoke them up.
Do what we do.
Back again, you know, so this is what we're gonna do. You know, we just, you know how we do. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about the cigar, let you know what the flavor profile is. But like you said, we're just gonna have a good time. We're celebrating tonight, you know. So this is just gonna be a celebratory smoke, celebratory conversation, and we're just gonna roll with it, you know.
So I'll say this first off. Typical Padron fashion. Out the gate, gets your attention. Easy draw, smooth draw, heavy smoke. Spice at the light, nuance of cinnamon, chocolate. I'm gonna continue on to see what else I get out of it. But as expected, just what I thought it would be is exactly what it is. And to be the 60th anniversary, I would say this: compliments to Padron.
Yeah, it definitely has that that quintessential Padron factor in there. You know, first of all on the cold draw, because we did do our cold draw. On the cold draw, you know, it's almost like a dark fruit.
Yes.
Ripened fruit, you know, flavor. But on the light, it's very much dark espresso, a blend between black pepper spice and like bacon spice.
Yes.
But then, like you said, that cinnamon creeps into the profile, and it's almost like a cinnamon espresso latte or something. That's not even a drink, but
Definitely the pepper, hint of cinnamon. But as Cigar Gent just said, the cold draw, almost a raisin flavor, but it was a dry fruit.
Yeah.
And but upon the light, it opened up to something totally different.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I love about the Padron experience, the changes. You know, some Padrones can be straightforward all the way through, but some have changes, and that's what I'm expecting with this 60th anniversary. I'm expecting some nuances, some changes, you know, just an experience as we smoke through these 3/3 of this stick. But I would say for the price point, $75, based on your local B&Ms, whether you're online, you know, it's a hefty price, but definitely worth trying, especially for a celebratory stick. Again, wanted to shout out my brother Cigar Gent for this YouTube journey. I watch his videos all the time. There are a plethora of videos on cigars out there. But one thing I tip my hat to is the quality of the video, just the representation of his brand, and everything that goes within it. So hopefully you continue to enjoy his videos as he puts them out. And again, excellent stick so far.
Yeah.
Just starting, but excellent stick so far.
Yeah, it's definitely very rich. It's a rich smoke from the onset. But like I said, that, you know, when you're buying Padron or smoking Padron, you don't expect nothing less.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? Like, it's, if you ask me, you know, and I think I can speak for us both when I say Padron they're the king of the hill.
Yes.
They're the king of the hill.
Yes.
But now that's subjective to what you like,
That's
what
right.
you're going for. If you like the combination of full flavored, full bodied cigar and full strength,
Right.
nobody's doing like Padron.
No.
Nobody's doing like Padron.
No.
Now, you got some other hitters out there, you know,
Definitely.
for sure.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
when you start talking about consistency,
Yes.
one of the things I love about Padron is they have that wide open draw. I don't
Right.
like to
Yeah.
I don't like to fight with it and have to struggle through, you know, struggling cigars. And one of my other brothers said that over the weekend. Struggling and cigars don't go together.
That's right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
Like,
That's right.
So I want it. I
That's
don't.
right.
I want to have to be, you know, working hard to. No, I want it to just flow, just flow. You know what I
I'm
mean?
laughing because we all know we've all had that experience. You fighting with a cigar, you can't even enjoy it. Your jaws, it's just a bad experience. But one thing relatively that we can say alike on Padron, the consistency. Now I will say this. This is my first time having the 60th. I'm a Padron fan. As of now, my favorite is the Family Reserve.
Yeah, mine too.
45 years specifically for me.
46.
That's my favorite Padron. Just got our hands on, thanks to my brother here, just got our hands on the Hammer and the Dream. So I've had one, you know, you get it straight out the box, you know, and again, it was up to expectation. So I'm really waiting to share the experience of this and compare it to those other cigars as well. So I'm looking forward to enjoying it. But as Cigar Gent said, I'll tell y'all this, you know, we've got a cigar brotherhood. We've got some brothers. We got a healthy membership of cigar buddies, and they will argue the king of the hill, as he mentioned. But one thing we stand true is Padron's the king of the hill. The other brands I'm not going to mention that they claim are at the top of the hill, but they don't have the strength, they don't have the presence. The enjoyability is there.
Nor the consistency.
Yeah.
You know. And so, you know, you start talking. I mean, look, anything over $20 per cigar, that draw needs to be consistent. You know what I mean? Like it has to. I shouldn't have to go in that box and say, oh, this is a dead stick in the box.
Right.
If it's $20 or more a stick, it should be consistent.
It's right or it's wrong.
You know, yeah, because you're paying hard-earned money. You know,
that's right.
Times it's hard. You know,
that's right. Hold on here.
You know, yeah. You know, everything's going down. Politics, banking, all. You know, hey, I'm spending my money. I want to make sure that it's up to snuff. You know, on what it is that we're looking for.
That's exactly right.
But you know, like you said, so far it's there. You know, the presence is there. It's at the forefront. As far as like right now, in the back of my palate, I'm getting like this, I'm gonna say aged leather. You know what I mean?
Let me try.
Yeah, I'm getting aged leather. There's still that espresso that's really on the palate, but that aged leather is in the back.
Definitely getting the aged leather. I'm not an espresso type of guy, but I've had them, and I can see that in here. But that's a nuance to me for the album. Again, presence, bold, strong, in your face. Burn line is excellent so far. Especially with these certain types, You know, whether it's a Figurado or is it a Figurado?
Yes, but well, this particular size is called a Perfecto, but
A Perfecto.
it's a Figurado.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Sometimes you get an uneven burn on them, and they don't burn consistent sometimes. Just talking about the shape, not Padron, but the shape, that I told them. But this one so far, actually, I have nothing negative to say so far. Now, if you're not a full body guy or gal, it's not your cup of tea.
That's right.
This is not your cup of tea. It's gonna knock your socks off, as we say. It's gonna open up your sinuses.
Burn them off.
That's right. That's right.
And I would even go so far as to say, you know, so everyone is different. Everyone's palate is different. But cigars is just like wine. Guns even, you know. If you've never shot a gun, you can't jump out off the porch and be like, you know what, I'm going to buy a Desert Eagle.
No.
You can't handle that. You know what I mean?
You're going to knock yourself
Yeah,
out.
you got to build up to that, you know. So
right.
it's the same thing with cigars. Like wine is like that. You know, or even, you know, cognac, you know, brandy, bourbon, scotch, any of those things.
Yeah,
you have to train your palate or develop your palate, because then that'll tell you what you really like. You know what I mean? And the more you build it, you can appreciate things that may be hidden that you can't necessarily detect as soon as it hits your palate.
Right.
Sometimes it's in the aftertaste. Sometimes, you know, when it lingers, you know, the finish, if you will. So I would go so far as to say, if you are not a regular smoker, this is not your stick.
Right.
It's not your stick.
That's exactly right. And to your point, when you're building your palate, and I would say this to anybody, don't feel discouraged if you cannot recognize or learn notes. It's like anything else. I was a cognac drinker for a long time. I switched over to bourbon, whiskey, eventually over to scotch. And after a time, if you poured me a blind pour, if you just gave me a glass of liquor, at a point I learned, I can tell you what it was. Whether it was a scotch, whether it was a whiskey or bourbon. Bourbon and whiskey kind of close there, or cognac. And the same thing with cigars. You know, don't do that to yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you can't tell the notes. I would say educate yourself, read about the cigar, learn the notes in it, you know, read about it, of course. And as you experience the cigar, see if you can identify those notes. And if you can't, no harm, no foul. As long as you're enjoying the stick, that's the main thing.
That's right. I mean, right now, I'm already in heaven. You know what I mean? You know, as always, clicking on all cylinders. Even the look of it, I would even say that, you know, the presentation of it, like you mentioned.
Presentation is beautiful.
The box is outstanding.
Oh.
But even when you look at the wrapper itself, it's a nice oily or sheeny, if you will.
Yep.
Wrapper itself, you know, it's got some veins. It's very veiny, and you can even tell. Like, so in this one, this is a right-handed roller, and the way you know that, and you guys, I'll show you on the camera here. If the wrapper, if that crease wraps down to the left side, that's a right-handed roller. If it comes the opposite direction, where it's wrapping up and going to the right, that's a left-handed roller. Now, I'll eventually say yours is probably a right-handed roller too, because these Perfectos are the hardest to roll.
Right.
So there's usually only maybe max 4 or 5 people, if that, in the factory that can roll them, you know, into production status, if you will, which is why this is a limited release. But a lot of that comes back to because some of the rollers, you know, you have to be able to roll that. And if it's only 2 of you guys, you can't push out 10,000 boxes.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So this is a good one. What you getting right now, man?
Well, first of all, I'll say this. Again, the presentation speaks for itself. The presentation, I'm a huge proponent of bands. I love cigar bands. I love the way different companies express themselves through their bands. Not only through their cigar and their blends, but also the bands. You know, we've got a father figure of ours that I always talked about substance versus packaging.
That's right.
If you can get both, it's a more enjoyable experience. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some cigars that don't have any band on. Single bands, a monotone band. And the cigars are excellent. You know, it's all about presentation. And I'm a huge proponent of presentation as well as substance. Substance and packaging. And this Padron so far is definitely getting that. I'm still getting bold. I'm still getting hello.
Oh yeah.
Here I am.
Oh yeah.
You riding with me or not?
Oh yeah.
And so far, beautiful journey. I'm actually waiting to us to pair this with a nice spirit.
Like the Snicker said, if you're hungry, why wait? We could get to it. Now, I will tell you before before we do this pour, so I will say, I hadn't. Now, of course, we're still in the first third, so
Right.
you know,
Right.
I hadn't experienced any transition yet. Now, this isn't my first time smoking. Like I said, I had a full box.
Yes, he did.
Unfortunately,
Yes, he did.
I burned through 'em.
Yes, he did.
So this was my last one out of that box.
It was a box of 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a box of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one and the guest we had on last time, they were the only two that got one. You know, you get a box like that, you can't tell everybody.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
So,
So I'm thankful to be in that secret society.
yeah. He takes care of me, so you know, gotta take care of your family. You know, take care of your folks.
And if possible, hopefully we may be able to show the presentation of the box at some point for you know, at the end of the video. Hopefully.
We'll put a cut in there. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll put a cut in there.
I think you guys deserve to see it because again, the presentation is just outstanding. Outstanding. I'm a car guy, so you know, when it comes to presentation, I'm big on that. You know, whether it's exterior, interior, modifications, sound system, leather, ambient lighting, screens, technology, whatever it is, presentation is huge. But so far, as Cigar Gent just said, no transition as of yet. But again, enjoying every puff that I take. And this is, again, exactly what I expected with this Padron.
Now, I did just get some sweetness in there. It's almost like a syrupy molasses type of sweetness that crept in there. Now, it was on the retro. The texture of the smoke was like silky right now. You know what I mean? Now, it started out a little, the smoke texture in the beginning at the light, it was more, I'll say, it was just heavier. It was a heavier texture, but now it's like a silky smoke texture. But I did get some sweetness in there that I did like.
I'm actually getting some citrus.
Really? Okay. Hey, that works. That works.
And again, as you're smoking your experience through your cigars, you know, we laugh a lot of times, you know, he might taste hazelnut. I might taste vanilla.
So you want to put the nut on me, huh?
Pause. You know, somebody else might get molasses. Somebody else might say, man, coffee. So again, that's the fun part about cigar smoking. You know, just a wide variety of the experiences or the notes that you'll get from these cigars. So again, as you travel on in your journey with your cigar smoking, now, again, don't think you have to buy a $75 cigar to enjoy it.
You absolutely
There's
do not.
cigars that we smoke all the time, whether it's a boutique brand, a hand-rolled brand from the local B&M that we enjoy as well. But again, I wanted to suggest we smoke this one as a celebration again. And I want to say this again, like, subscribe, and share.
Please.
That's what we can do to support Cigar Gent on his journey.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So we're gonna, go ahead and do what we need to do, and that's pour up. And you should too. So we're gonna pour up. What you think? You're gonna do the Babes of Haiti? You gonna do the Woodford? What you thinking?
I'm thinking Woodford Double Oak.
All right. All right.
As we know, with these cigars, when it comes to a full body, personally for me, I complement that with some type of bourbon. Occasionally, I'll do a cognac, specific brand, specific what I'm tasting, but I'm going to do the double oak. Something dark, vanilla, caramel. I want to kind of complement the cigar and get all types of experiences as I smoke, as I sip, to get all sorts of things going on. You know, I want a light show going on.
Yeah.
I want a light show. You know, I just want to just have a good time as I experience these cigars.
You want some party in this mouth. No, so we're gonna pour up, and we'll be right back with y'all. All right, y'all, we back. So we're gonna do a little toast on it. We're gonna toast this up. We're gonna do this to that brotherhood.
I'm glad you said that because what I want to do is present a toast again. I've said this before, but I want to keep saying it because listen, we need your support. There are a plethora of cigar pages out there. There are reviews, and I just want everybody to stand up and support this man. So what I want to do is toast Cigar Gent on his cigar YouTube station journey. And I want to thank him. I appreciate him for doing this, stepping out there, making it happen. Because of many of us that love to be in his company, and many of us, and I'll be back. Let me say that too. I'll be back, y'all.
Oh yeah,
I'll be back.
It's gonna be a regular.
I'll be back. Now, this time I came a little bit more casual, boom, 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 bam. But the next time I'm gonna come suited and booted, because we all been raised one way, and we love to represent. So next time I come back, I'm suited and booted. I'm just letting you know. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Matter of fact, presentation.
That's right.
Remember I told y'all packaging and substance.
That's right.
So we'll be back.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Congratulations, brother.
Appreciate that, my bro. It's got a nice bouquet on it.
Just like I said, vanilla, caramel, a taste of oak, the char, the legs.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a wine drinker, you can understand. You can relate to that. The legs on this.
I could definitely. I'm getting it's like a mouthful of caramel jam. So I'm definitely getting that.
Pause.
Going on. You know, cigar smoking and bourbon and scotch tasting and whatnot. It's a lot of pause moments. So
That's beautiful.
But
and look at that ash, y'all. Like I said, burn line is even. Just to show you the quality of the cigar. And sometimes you might have a cigar that burns uneven. That don't mean it's poor quality, so to speak. But when you're enjoying your stick and you see the burn line just kind of even as you go, again, part of the overall experience.
now, see what I just got that time was the aged leather came to the forefront on the palate, but on the retro, it was like a rich, bittersweet cacao chocolate. That's blended with the double oak Woodford Reserve here. That sweetness there, but there's also almost like it's a round sweetness, like it coats your mouth.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It coats your mouth all the way around, and it's wonderful, man.
That's right. The sweetness is there, and then again, a bold stick, sort of bold spirit, but different flavors teaming together. You know, y'all remember when we were kids, peanut butter and jelly. It just came together to where it was just an enjoyable snack for us as we were growing up as kids. Same principle. And whatever your spirit of choice is, try them out. Change them up every now and again. You know, try something different. You know, you can smoke this cigar with a bourbon. And the next time you have it, you can smoke it with a cognac. You can smoke it with a scotch. You know, like this Basil Hayden here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a rye. It'll give you a different experience. So a lot of times I switch my spirits with the same stick just to get a different experience. And you'll find that you'll find your lane or your zone when you want to just do a certain thing. When you're looking for a certain aspect or a certain experience, you'll learn that, you know what, I'm going to go back to that. And nothing's wrong with taking notes. There are a lot of guys out there on these cigars videos, they'll take notes. You know, every time you get a cigar, you smoke it, you write down some notes.
Yep.
You know, if you ever been to a winery, that's one thing they encourage you to do. Write down some notes. You know, write down what you're tasting, you know, what you're expressing, what you're feeling, you know, how the experience is. And the same thing with cigars. Don't knock it till you try it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. You know, and just to give you a little bit, you know, another one bites the dust.
I was trying to hold y'all. I was trying to hold my ash.
Yeah.
You know, and that's another conversation within itself. You know, some people, you know, dip your ash as you smoke. You know, we've got a long-standing competition. You know, whose ash can get the longest.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if y'all seen it on social media, you've seen it out there with some ash. You know, it'd be 3/4 of the stick long. You know, so that's us. So a lot of times, so in this video, you see our ash growing or expanding, and then it eventually falls. You know, then we're like, oh. But that's just part of that's the fun part of it.
Yeah, it's friendly sport. Yeah, so no, but for you guys out there that, you know, you're a regular smoker, most of you you'll know about Padron. So, you know, we're not telling you something you don't know. Now, you know, if you're getting into it and you feel like it's time to elevate, Padron is a good place to start. What I would say is I would caution you. If you start too high, it's gonna be hard to come down.
That's right.
It's gonna be hard to come back down.
That's right.
You can take it in stages.
That's right.
You can you know, do your levers. Hey, listen, I'll put a lever up against
Consistent.
anybody. Consistent. And it's priced for anybody's budget.
Yes.
You're not gonna break the bank.
Budget
Your
friendly.
experience is gonna be just as great.
That's right.
You know.
That's right.
Aging room. That's another one.
Another one.
Now, aging room. Over the past couple of years, they're starting to creep up in the prices.
Aging room is slept on.
They are.
It's slept on.
They are. And so Oliva and Aging Room are also Nicaraguan factories, if you will. So you'll get that same punch, but it'll have that same full flavored, full body smoke, if that's what you're looking for. Like with this particular cigar, like I said, it's a special release. It was kind of commemorating, well, not kind of, it was commemorating 60 years since Jose Orlando Padron.
60 years.
Since he, you know, created the brand.
I'm about to say, aren't you 60?
You first.
So I know it's near to your heart. You know, near to your heart.
Yeah. I'm 60 in experience. You know what I mean? So with that, with that being said, that's why you look like me. I'm actually his daddy.
That's right.
But,
That's right.
But
That's right.
Yeah.
Pass me another one of these 60s, Dad. Pass me another one. But I'll say this as well. Cigar just mentioned the Oliva. You've got the V, you've got the O, you've got the G, you've got Natural, you've got Maduro. I would say this. The Melanio. Smoke them all. And you'll find the different nuances or different flavor notes in each of them. Again, consistency. Aging room consistent. Fuentes consistent. There are brands out there that are full body. You take Liga. Liga's another one. Yeah. Full body, presence in your face. Gets your attention from the start to the finish. But again, we're just naming some of those contemporary brands, but there are also boutique brands out there. Yeah. Your local B&M might have some brands that you've never heard of. My wife and I took the grandkids to Florida, to Disney, for vacation. Ran into a gentleman, never heard of this brand, the Black Moses.
Howard G. Oh man.
Down in Florida.
Yes.
Never heard of the cigar. Go into a lounge. My wife and I go into this lounge because we go anywhere. We're gonna find a cigar lounge just to stop in, and play homage to the local B&Ms there because we want to support everybody. But again, don't sleep on the boutique brands. But we tried this cigar, Black Moses. I tried that cigar. I loved it. I brought back some for my family and share it with several of our guys in our cigar community.
That's right.
And we loved it. So boutique brands, don't get caught up on the contemporary or the name brand that are out there. They're great. All of them are great, and you're gonna find what you like.
That Black Moses Maduro, I'll put that up against damn near any smoke you're gonna find. Like you said, it's a boutique brand, black owned.
That's right.
So that in itself goes a long way in the cigar community. And it's not, one of those things where it's like, we're everything pro-black. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
But what I am saying, the cigar industry is typically heavily dominated by anything other than America.
Right.
It's going to be, like I said, Nicaragua,
right.
Dominican Republic.
That's right.
Cuba, so
Mexican, San Andreas.
Yeah. So to have a black-owned cigar, or American-made is what I want to say, American-made cigar. Now, he is sourcing from different countries.
Right.
But you still got to know how to put the blend together.
That's right.
So to have that blend come together the way it did, and the burn quality, the construction on that particular cigar, it's outstanding.
It was. And it was.
You gotta doff your hat to that.
It was.
Because and he's doing it down there in Florida. Now out here on the West Coast, we don't really know about it too much. But hey, if we get back over to Florida,
definitely,
I'm gonna try to hook up with you. So,
definitely.
So if you're out there, bro, we coming.
And I'll tell you this: we're not endorsed by those guys.
We don't get paid.
Yeah, we don't get paid. But I'll also say this: here recently, my wife and I went to a local B&M, and there was a gentleman there, Gold Reserve Cigars, another black-owned company. Young man paving his way through the cigar environment, cigar community. Excuse me. But he had a Natural and he had a Maduro. Those sticks were excellent as well. Bought a box, and on his Instagram, I commented and all that. But again, just don't sleep on the boutique brands. Your major brands are out there. I work for a major beverage company in the United States, but I don't sleep on other brands as well to that degree. Everybody's out here, to play a part in the lifestyle of everybody. So don't sleep on your boutique brands.
That's right. All right, man. So right about now, we should be hitting that transition. Tell me how you look, how you feeling over there.
Well, now I'm getting a little bit dark syrup.
Okay.
I still get that dried fruit. Still get a little hint of chocolate. Still bold. It hadn't let up at all. Now, I will say some of you all might be like us. I'm a fast smoker. I tend to move a little bit faster than a normal cigar smoker, but that's just how I am. And some of you all might be like that as well. So, don't beat yourself up if you smoke fast. Some people might tell you, man, you need to slow down. You're losing off on experience. Your experience is your experience. Your pace is your pace. Your palate is your palate. There's nothing like somebody telling you, hey, you need to try this drink, and that's the only drink they want you to drink. It's like an old fashioned. We visit local spots here in Los Angeles, and you go to one place, old fashioned might be perfect. You go to another place,
it's too sweet.
It's too sweet, too bitter, too much orange. depending on that. But one thing you're going to do is with these, that's what we talked about, consistency. You're going to get pretty much the same experience every time you smoke this stick. Now, when you pair it with a different beverage, it'll change. Yeah. But the stick itself is going to be consistent. That's what you mentioned about Oliva earlier.
Yes.
I can smoke, you know, one thing we'll probably do eventually is we're going to do a blind. We're going to do a blind. You know, our brothers that we always argue about, the King of the Hill. You know, we always say, if we take all the bands off,
if
you
tell me the difference between, let's say, a Fuente or a Padron, then you're a label whore.
That's right.
Because
that's a good point.
You ought to be able to. It's a stark difference.
That's a good point.
And that's
not, a good point.
That's not lessening Padron or Fuente, but there's a stark difference. First of all, there's a stark difference in Dominican tobacco and Nicaraguan tobacco. So you're talking two different countries.
Definitely.
Now, if you cannot definitively say, I might not know the exact cigar, but that's a Fuente.
That's right.
I might not know the exact cigar, but that's a Padron.
That's right.
I might not know the exact cigar, but that's a J.C. Newman.
That's right.
If you can't do that, there's a good chance.
That's right.
You know, they don't shoot the messenger.
That's right.
There's a good chance you're labeled.
That's right.
You know,
I mentioned that I used to drink cognac. If I came to your house and what you had was, say, for example, just for example, Cavassi. When I tasted, I know exactly what it is. Now, if you had a Cavassi XO and you poured me 2 glasses, I can tell you which one's the XO and which one's the Cavassi. Somebody might say, oh, anybody can do that. That's not true. It's not true. You know, this Woodford Reserve Double Oaks. If we had another bottle of the regular Woodford Reserve, you should be able to tell the difference. Yeah. So again, your experience with cigars, you want to learn as you move forward.
That's right.
And that's the thing I always explain about people that are just starting. You want to learn. This stick comes in a natural as well. A natural leaf versus a Maduro leaf is going to smoke different.
That's right.
Different experience. But you try both to see where your lane is. You know, I'm a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Give me full body.
Yeah.
Heavy smoke. I'm just a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
That's my lane. I love that experience of a full body cigar. Now, I smoke medium. I smoke medium plus. I smoke Connecticut's with my coffee in the morning or whatever it might be. Padron makes a De Tomaso.
Yeah, Damaso.
Damaso. I said that wrong, y'all. Let me correct that. Damaso.
That's that New Orleans.
Hey.
No, you mentioned. Well, first let me say this. While you were speaking, you know, as I took a hit, I'm hitting the transition now. So it was very much pure milk chocolate on the palate. And then on the retro, it was, the best way I could describe it is like a faint honeycomb sweetness, which was nice because but that goes to what you were speaking about with the pairings.
Right.
Because the last time I smoked this, I got no honeycomb sweetness.
Gotcha.
There was an inherent sweetness, but it's that typical Maduro sweetness. So that's where your spirits do come in. When it's a good compliment, you will be able to pull out different flavors that are hidden underneath, or like what we call nuances within that smoke. So I did want to say that. But when you mentioned the natural versus Maduro, this one, like you said, does come in the natural as well. That's the one that won Cigar of the Year with the Cigar Aficionado.
Yes.
So to kind of explain some of the differences between natural and Maduro, just real quick, like I said, you know, they're pulling the leaf. So the wrapper leaves are grown just like the binder and the filler. The wrapper leaves are typically more rare and few and far in between because that wrapper has a bit of elasticity to be able to flex and without breaking, for one, but also it has to be damn near perfect in how it presents, right? So it can't have a lot of imperfections and spots and what have you. So typically with the Maduro leaf, like I said, that's at the top of the plant, which is what you call Ligero. That's the Ligero of the plant. Ligero is the top because that's
Excuse me for a second. Listen, y'all. One thing this channel is going to also bring you or provide is knowledge, education, knowledge. You know, when you look at a cigar plant, you know, the leaves. So as Cigar Gen goes through this, it gives you you can see, you know, some of us are visual. You can kind of see sun grown, you know, the most sun, the less sun, you know, shade grown. So listen up as he's explaining that because it's also educational.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the Ligero. That's where the punch comes in. That's where a lot of the it's just like this, and like you mentioned, our father, he's the one who would kind of talk about this sometimes. We live in California. Now you take somewhere like California and let's say North Dakota, our fruit will be sweeter.
Yeah.
It will be bigger. It will be better because of the exposure to sun.
Right.
Same thing. Because if you take California,
preaching now.
Yeah. If you take California and Alaska,
right,
they get sunlight 6 months out of the year. Their fruit makes our fruit looks like Ned and the Third Reader.
That's
you
right.
know.
That's right.
So it's the same thing. So when I say that Ligero at the top of the plate, it has the most exposure to the sun. So it's gonna pack more flavor. It's gonna be a darker leaf. It's gonna have more character because it is getting more exposure to sunlight than the natural, which would typically be shade grown or even if it comes. So the middle part of that plant is called palate. That's typically where your naturals are, and even the seco at the bottom. That's where more of your lighter blends will come in. They won't be as bold or as rich, but they typically will have their own set of characteristics, like the vanillas. They'll be very nutty. Whether that's hazelnut, toffee, whatever the case may be. So yeah, so we just want to put that out there. Like you said, we don't just enjoy it. We're like savants when it comes to this kind of stuff. We dig in, and we want to make sure that you're getting the best out of the experience. Because all that plays into the experience. You will appreciate not just the cigar, but the craftsmanship that it took.
Right.
To and you want to treat it with such respect.
That's right. What I mean? That's right. Somebody paid the cost.
That's right. That's right.
To roll this cigar. One thing I love about it is this. Cigar just mentioned the first time he smoked this thing versus the second time he smoked it, or smoking tonight. You ever watch the movie? You watch it, you enjoy it. Oh, that was a great movie. And somebody says, "Boy, I love this part." You was like, "I didn't see that." But then when you watch it again, you catch something you didn't catch the first time. Mm-hmm. That's another part of this experience with these cigars. Don't just smoke it one time. There have been many cigars I smoked the first time. I'm like, oh, trash. My wife loves, she laughs at me sometimes. We'll be watching a movie or whatever, spending some quality time together. She'll be doing whatever her arts and crafts or whatever. I'll be smoking a cigar. We'll be watching a movie. I'll start smoking a cigar, and halfway through it, she'll be like, "What's wrong, babe? Is it trash?" I'm like, "Trash." I'll put it down. Light me another one. But I'll go back to that cigar, sometime later, try it again, and the next time I smoke, it's like, wait a minute. Now, whether that be age, whether that be the conditions I have it in my humidor, whether that be sometimes in a package, you get a package in the mail, it's been on the UPS truck, the FedEx truck, the USPS truck, bumbling and fumbling around in the back of the truck, on the plane, wherever it comes, and you get it, and it's like, what in the world happened to this cigar?
Yeah.
But then when I smoke another one that's just sitting a while, conditioned, and it's a totally different experience. So again, enjoy the experience. Try them once, try them twice. Now, if you try the third time and you still don't like it, well, just move on to another brand, another stick, or maybe just another category of that same cigar.
That's what I was about to say, and you bring up a good point. General rule of thumb, honestly, you can't say that you dislike a cigar until you've had that same cigar 3 times.
There you go.
3 times. Now, to your point, let's say you do it 3 times and you don't like it either time. Well, you could say that particular cigar from that brand I don't like, but try another one of their blends,
right? Because
you might take like Tatuaje.
Yeah.
They have 200 different SKUs. So you might not like, one particular cigar that they make,
right?
But try another blend,
right?
And you'll find that you can't cancel the whole brand out.
That's right. That's right.
It's based on this one cigar.
That's right.
Because all of the cigars will be different. You know what I mean? And I think we've all been guilty of this at some point, just to a certain extent. You think once I've had a Padron, I've had them all. You have not. They are different.
Yes.
They all have their own characteristics, their own different, because they're treated differently throughout the growing process.
Right.
So, and even just the land it's grown on itself,
Yeah.
you know, like I said, I mentioned this one is from Esteli.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have other parts of Nicaragua. You got Condega. You know, there's different areas that they grow from. And all of that soil has different characteristics.
That's right.
So you try that cigar 3 times, you don't like it, try another one before you just cancel it.
That's right. I had that experience. There's one brand out there, and I'll just use it because it's a namesake brand that everybody might be familiar with, CAO. Again, another brand that's got several different SKUs. There's one particular stick that I love that they make. It's called the CAO Nicaragua. Relatively inexpensive, budget friendly. You might see it. The band is not as exquisite as this. It's more basic of a band, but I love the cigar. I love it. But there are other CAO brands, unnamed, that some of our buddies, that our Brotherhood community, our cigar community, love. Cigars now, we won't smoke it. We won't smoke it.
Yeah.
We'll smoke it. Let me take that back.
We won't buy it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. We'll smoke it.
Yeah.
Give me one tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll put it in my box, and I'm gonna get around to it.
That's right.
But I won't buy it.
That's right.
You know. And again, as Cigar Gent just said, that's not discounting the label. But there are certain sticks. There's certain that you're just gonna gravitate towards.
Yeah.
You know. He's a Tesla guy. Well, let me take that back. He's an EV guy.
Yeah.
I'm a muscle car guy.
Yeah.
EVs are not my lane. You know, I respect them. I think the technology, I think as we move forward through through years, 2026, 2027, I think the technology on that category of vehicle is going to grow. But I'm not an EV guy.
Yeah.
You know, I love the horsepower, the muscle, the sound, the experience. You know, when I drive, I want a driver's experience. Now, I will say this, Cigar Gent introduced me to this. There's a Porsche EV. Love it.
Yeah,
I'm not an EV fan. Taycan. EV fan. I'm not an EV fan. But that car,
yeah,
I would buy it if my finances would support that.
Yeah, that was the best car I've had in my life. In terms of, you want to talk driving experience. That's what I loved about that car. And we actually had this conversation over the weekend about EVs versus muscle cars. Like you say, he's a muscle car guy. I love muscle cars as well. My circumstances, having a lot of kids in a close proximity, muscle car, bro, that ship is sailed for you. You know, you ain't like midlife crisis. So, you know, but Taycan was the only car I ever bought brand new. Favorite car I ever had in my life. Even the cockpit of that car, it wraps around you. It is designed for the driver. Now, some of the other EVs I've had, I had the Mercedes-Benz EQS. That is a passenger's car.
That was beautiful. That technology in that car was bananas.
Yes,
the sound system was bananas. The comfortability, the seats.
Yes, the headrest pillows.
All the amenities.
Yes.
It's like in your office.
Massage seats.
Oh, it was beautiful.
So it's designed to be a rider's car. Now, if you want to say, if you're going on a road trip and you're judging between Taycan and EQS, it's EQS all day. Because, you know, after a while, you're going to get tired. Because you're going to feel, with the Taycan, it's so sensitive to the road, you're going to feel everything. You know what I mean?
Driver's car?
Yeah, you know. But in its credit, and Porsche, they have perfected this when it comes to driving experience.
That's right.
It can be raining cats and dogs outside, and you will have all the, without being a race car driver,
right?
Just your everyday driver.
That's right.
You will have all the confidence in the world that I can bend this corner doing 95.
That's right.
And I'm not going to hydroplane.
That's right.
You know, I'm not going to lose traction, and it's going to bend with you, and
That's
it
right.
doesn't. You know what I mean? So it's like, woo! I miss that car.
Unlike a muscle car, if it's raining cats and dogs, you ain't taking no corners at 95 miles per hour. It just ain't happening. You're gonna hydroplane and kill yourself. It's gonna be a bad day for everybody. Now, dry, beautiful sunny day, Angeles Crest National Forest, paddle shifters, you know, windows down, hearing the roar, the line, the tires, and the engagement, the thrill of driving. Yes. Now we're talking about cars, but we're relating that to the experience. That was the point we're talking about. We're talking about an experience. And that's what we get with these cigars. Some of these cigars are going to be that race car, muscle car punch. Boom! In your face.
Mm-hmm.
Some is going to be more finesse. more class, you know, more flavor, you know, more amenities, more comfortability, you know. You can just sit back, you know, you'll have music playing and you won't even hear what's being played because you're enjoying your cigar and your experience.
Yeah, it takes you on a journey, you know, and you want to enjoy every bit of that journey. Enjoy the ride.
That's right.
Enjoy the ride. You know, you're paying for it.
Yep.
Actually, you paid for it before you got to the cigar. You know, the week you have, you need it.
That's right.
You
That's
need
right.
that journey. You know, and that's one of the things that I think I love most about cigars. We were in a little gathering over the weekend, and a gentleman friend of ours that's fairly new to cigars. He says, "Hey, do cigars taste better? You know, when you smoke by yourself or with others?" Now, the vast majority say, "Oh, with other people." My brother, he's like, "I don't know about that," you know, because you know when you are a true cigar smoker, and that's why I'm saying this is what I love most about it. Life is moving,
Right?
It's so fast,
That's right.
And just the society that we live in, it is a society of instant gratification.
Mm-hmm.
No, myself included. We're all guilty of. Nobody wants to wait on nothing. It's like right now, and you know, technology at your fingertips.
That's right. That's right.
So you never really get a chance to just slow down and decompress.
Right.
This allows for you to do that. You
Exactly.
sit down, unwind, clear your head,
Exactly.
and just enjoy yourself.
That's right.
And that's something you can do by yourself or with others. Now,
Exactly.
with the company we keep,
Yeah.
of course it's going to be great. You know,
Ball, having a blast.
That's right. But
having a blast.
I can do this by myself.
Oh, I can do it myself. I'm an empty nester. My wife and I have 3 kids. About to have 5, grandkid number 5. You know, we've got, you know, sometimes, you know, our lives are patterns. You know, you kind of do the same thing day in, day out. We wake up, we go to work, come home, wife comes home, our spouse comes home, you have dinner, chop it up, how was your day, talk about our experiences throughout the day. And then one thing I do is I'm heading out back. Go to my spot, my favorite cigar spot, which is my backyard in my man cave. And I light that cigar, pour me a pour, and I'm reflecting on life. I'm reflecting on the day, pleasing to my Heavenly Father, make sure I'm taking care of my family, there to support my brothers.
That's right.
And you know, it allows me opportunity just to chill, just to relax. My wife's inside. Sometimes she's out there with me. She's doing her arts and crafts, and that's her thing. She's an artist, so she paints. She does different things. You know, one of the things she's working on me for now is we've got hummingbirds in our front yard, and she's doing some custom bird houses. You know, we'll sit up front watching a movie, even if it's during the day. You know, we'll have the curtains open, and we'll see the hummingbirds hitting the feeders, and you know, it's just a beautiful, relaxing environment. The cigars allow me at the end of the day, after the grind, most of us grind. You know, we ain't retired, we're not trust fund babies. So, you know, we get it every day. We got 9 to 5 like everybody else. But at the end of the day, you sit back, you relax, smoke your stick, have your beverage or a cocktail, or sparkling water or a Diet Pepsi or Pepsi Zero or whatever it might be. You just enjoy the evening. And then you do it again the next day.
Yeah. So
the experience is what we're talking about. I'm trying to hold on to my ass, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and drop it because I don't want it to fall on camera.
So my brother here mentioned, you know, he's describing to you guys, you know, how he goes about his day, right? And to his credit, to his point, he does grind, but you know, he starts talking about hummingbirds in the front and you know all of that. That lets you know the caliber of man this is. You know, he's got hummingbirds in his front yard, man cave in the back. You know, him and my sister, you know, they jet set. They took 88 vacations this year. They went in the south of France. You know. Australia, you know,
He's exaggerating. 2025 was a great year for my wife. We had the opportunity to do a lot of things, and we were able to reward ourselves. You know, our Heavenly Father allowed us to do some things, go on some trips, beautiful vacations, and we had a great year in 2025. We're looking forward to 2026 with our gathering that we have coming up. That's much anticipated for us and our brothers. There's a gathering that's coming up in July that we're looking forward to. But even with that, we're laughing with each other because, like, man, when we get together at this gathering, we got to go find a cigar joint. We got to go find a lounge, man. So we can all get together because there's going to be folks from out of the state, just from across
all over the country.
All of us getting together at one location, and we just want to enjoy each other's company.
That's right.
Now, whether that's spiritual, religious, or whatever you want to call it, but we're also going to day to day just chop it up and build our relationship and appreciate the things that we have.
That's
And
right.
we're grateful for. You know, as you said earlier, you know, everything, you watch the news, there's a lot going on out there, y'all.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on out there.
Yeah.
Whether you realize it or not, there's a lot going on. But our community, we stick together. We've got a bond that's unbreakable. And this is part of it. You know, we get together sometimes 3 times a week, 4 times a week. You know, we'll throw out what we call the bat signal. All it takes is one person.
That's right.
Throw out the bat signal. Hey, fellas, what's up?
That's right.
And everybody's like, oh, where? Where's the spot? Where we're meeting at?
That's right.
You know, whether it's an hour and a half, one cigar, chop it up really quick, support each other, be there for each other. Because that's the other thing about smoking cigars. You know, when we smoke, we're not just smoking, watching television. We're talking about life. We're talking about experiences.
Having real conversations.
Real conversations. We're married. You know, most of us are married. Even the single ones. You know, they're that right there with us. We have kids. We have jobs. We have responsibilities. We have things that we got to do. Grandkids.
Not just him. Me too. You know, I know that's hard to believe. You know, such a dapper, strapping young fella like myself. I have 2 grandkids.
He looks good for 60. He looks good for 60. He looks good for 60.
But like he was saying, you know, I think it's that everyday, real life, boots on the ground experience that we give each other. You know, like you said, we come together, and don't get me wrong, sometimes we have to have real hard conversations.
That's right.
With each other.
That's right.
But the relationship ought to be able to withstand that if it's a real, you know, real
Exactly.
brotherhood. So
Exactly.
we have those.
Exactly.
And it's through that experience that whatever we're talking about becomes affection. You know, so my last little joke, you know, when I was talking about them jet setting, one of their last trips, they went to St. Thomas for 88 days. And, you know, him and my sister, they came back with accents. You know, they was glowing and shit, you know, and hey, man, you know, they had accents, you know. It's like, all right, you know, maybe I can be like them when I grow up, you know. I'm just saying, you know, just saying. It was effectual.
That was years of grinding, taking care of the kids, and eventually becoming empty nesters. You know, the kids are grown now. They're all married. They're having children. And the next generation is coming along. So, you know, we're allowed at this point to where we can now, you know, get out to some of those excursions, you know, take a trip, take a visit. You know, as I mentioned earlier, we took the grandkids to Disney back in January of 2025. Beautiful setting. You know, y'all know how it goes. Get an Airbnb, put everybody in one spot, hit the local Disneyland for a couple of days and do that. We had a great time. We really did. We did it. And then after that, it was just me and my spouse, you know, me and my beautiful wife of, I don't know, 30 plus years.
It's a long time.
Well, if she watched this, she gonna be, it's 1994 to 32 years. 32 years this year.
He's been married longer than I've been alive. But that's something to be saluted. So, you know, I want to 30 plus years of marriage. Now, this I will say, especially in our community.
That's right.
That's right. That's rare.
Right.
We don't do that anymore.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Well, really, you can say that across the board now because there's so much access to everything. Everybody feels like they have options.
Yes.
Because social media makes you feel like, you
Oh,
know, and it's not real life. You know,
right.
so
That's right.
I just want to toast to you all for sticking it out and being an example unto us, man. We
I
appreciate it.
appreciate that, brother. I'll say this, y'all. Again, I'm a fast smoker.
And an even faster drink.
I'm a relatively fast drinker, too. Again, the notes, comparing the two, just the overall experience for me. So hopefully y'all can feel my experience through me and through our video today, or just sharing with you guys. Beautiful times, man. Beautiful times. I love it. Again, now, as far as the cigar, again, still bold. I'm halfway through, approaching the end of my second third. The notes have changed a little, but I still get the dried fruit. I still get the chocolate. I still get the hints of pepper. It's just hints of pepper. It's not as strong pepper-wise as it was when I first lit it.
Yeah.
So the pepper is kind of descending, but the dried fruit is still there. The chocolate is still there. And then when I pair it with the beverage, again, it just kind of tickles. It just kind of tickles the palate, you know, and wakes it up. Like, hey, you know, hey, who are you? You know, what are you doing here? You know. And you know, and again, that's an enjoyable experience. And again, I want to just encourage you to try different things. And again, I'm saying spirits. You don't have to drink liquor to enjoy your cigars. Again, it could be a regular water, sparkling water, the beverage of your choice. It could be a tea, It can be a coffee, it can be an espresso, a maca. It can be whatever you want it to be. You know, the thing is, you just want to find your lane, which you enjoy. And it also depends on the time of the day. Now, if I'm smoking a morning cigar or early afternoon cigar, I'm not drinking bourbon. Let me just.
And we're not reaching for this either.
No, no. Oh, no, definitely. I'm not smoking this in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, no. This is going to be an after dinner. If, you know, the fellas, if we watch a football game, you know, a Monday night football game or whatever, I might pull something that's like this out, but not this stick, because this is a celebratory stick. This is a 60-year anniversary. As Cigar Gent said, it's $75. I'm not bringing that to Monday night football.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Now, I will bring it out on special occasions, or if it's something I truly feel, I'll share this tidbit with you. Yesterday was my mother's birthday. She passed away in 2018. Now, when I say pass away, we don't really believe, you know, your existence ends when you take off this physical body, because you still exist. But for me, last night, I did a celebratory stick, you know, just recognizing my mom. You know, I had a chance to sit back, smoke me a cigar, have me a beverage, and just reflect on growing up, everything my mom taught me, you know, finances, how to be a husband, how to be a brother, you know, even though I was the only son, you know, even with that, you know, how to be a better son, you know, and that relates into family. So as my kids look at me, they know how to navigate through life. And so last night I did have a chance to have a celebratory stick, such as this, and I'll say it was an opus, a limited release opus stick, but I felt as though that was worthy of celebrating or just memorializing my mother.
Yeah, that's right.
My wife and I, we have a tradition. My father also took off the flesh. So on his birthday, I'll light a cigar, but it'll be a celebratory stick. You know, I said earlier, I love the COA Nicaraguan. You know, it's a budget-friendly stick that I can smoke every day, all of them. But for occasions like that, these cigars come in clutch. You know, so when you get your specialty sticks, put them up. You know, put them up, let them age, let them sit, and pull them out when it's a worthy occasion. Yeah. Other than that, you know, your everyday, day-to-days, and we call our everydays, we'll pull out some everydays we may have not even mentioned tonight. But we've got some everydays that we smoke all the time that we really like. Yeah. Trinidad's, Fuentes, AJ Fernandez, 20-year anniversary. Yeah. We can go on and on and on and name all of them. Yeah. But, you know, again, get your variety. If you're just starting, start with samplers. Well, you'll get your nice sampler, and it'll have different brands, different varieties, different vitolas, different blends, different areas. And as you navigate through that, start off with the sampler, seeing what you like, what piques your interest, and then dive off into those as your palate elevates.
Your labels.
That's right.
So
That's right.
You'll know how to find that stick again if you enjoy it. Because you don't. That's the worst thing that can happen. You smoke the cigar, you love it, and you threw away the bands, right? And now you don't know what it was.
That's right. That's right.
Keep your label so you can go back to it. Google it, you know, and go and find it again. You can order a 5-pack, you know, whatever the case may be. You definitely want to do that. You know, keep that handy for you. Now, like he mentioned, we're pretty much approaching the end of the second third. Yeah. Now, for me, I'm getting like orange peel on the palate. Let me see. Bacon spice on the retrohale. It's not a burning spice. It's like I said, it's like a nutmeg, a bacon spice on the retro, but it's like orange peel on the palate. So I can already tell you, though I didn't do that tonight, this would pair absolutely well with an old fashioned. Got it. Because that's exactly what you know. I'm smoking an old fashioned at the moment. You know what I mean? So, you know, I definitely taste the orange peel. Now, when it comes to baking spices, I'm not adapted to baking spices like that. So as Cigar Gent's talking, I'm thinking in my mind, you know, when I hear baking spices, I'm thinking, you know, what did my grandma put in the cookies, in the cakes, in the muffins, whatever it might have been. So I'm really trying to relate to what he's saying and see if I taste that. My palate is not as elevated as his, but the basics of the citrus, I definitely taste that. I still taste the chocolate. I still taste the dried fruit. And that's the thing you can enjoy about it. You know, test yourself. Yep. You know, challenge yourself on what am I really tasting? You know, what am I really tasting? Now, we have some friends that say, man, I love cigars, but I don't taste nothing. Yep. I don't taste nothing. It's good. I just know I'm enjoying the stick. And nothing's wrong with that either.
But as we're talking, as you educate yourself, as your experiences grow, your ebb and flows, you know, it's like food. You know, I'm not a sushi guy, but every time I try it, it does do something to my palate. Be like, oh, wow. I'll tell you a funny story about sushi. When I first moved here, my coworkers was like, hey, Leo, we're going to lunch. We're going to go to the sushi spot. At that point, I had never really tried sushi. So we go to this place, we're having lunch. They bring an array of different rolls and different things. So in my mind, I said, okay, let's do an icebreaker. I want to crack a joke here. So as they're trying, they're like, Leo, throw soy sauce. You know, try this, you know, dip it in that. You know, try this, try that. I looked up at the waitress. I said, waitress, can you come here? She comes up and says, yes, sir, can I help you? I said, can I have mine fried? The whole table busts out laughing. No, Leo, you can't have this. You can't fry this raw fit. This is raw. Hilarious. But again, experiences, the palate. You know, I'm not an okra guy. I'm from the South, but I don't like okra. I just don't like okra. My wife loves okra. My family loves okra. When you talk about gumbo, you know, one side of my family, okra was in every pot of gumbo they cooked. The other side of the family didn't like okra. It was more for seafood gumbo, you know. So again, different experiences, different tastes, different experiences on your palate, you know, and don't be ashamed to try it. That's what I'm saying. Try it. Try it.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a little short. Well, firstly, you're empty here.
Yes, I am.
So
yes, I am.
Are you going back to the Woodford, or are you transferring over?
No, I'm gonna stay consistent.
Okay.
Because I'm enjoying my experience.
Okay.
And I don't want to potentially change that. Now, sometimes you can try different spirits or different sparkling. You can go from sparkling water to regular water. You can go from a spirit to tea, or a water to tea, or you know, whatever your favorite tea is. You know, whether it's calamine or lemon ginger or whatever it might be. But do know this is going to change the experience of this thing. And you can try different beverages as you're smoking the same stick, just to get a different experience. So just be open. Just be open and try it, because you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. Now, if you hit a mark where, oh, I don't like that. I don't like how that pairs. I don't like how that alters. Well, now you know not to go back to that. But write your notes down. Write your notes down. That way you remember, because somebody, all the time, we'll be with somebody and they'll be like, hey, man, y'all tried this stick? And we'll be like, yeah. Cigar just say, man, that thing was great. I'll be like, man, that was trash. Like, hold up, man. How you say it's great and how you say it's trash? It might have been what I was drinking. Might have been dinner I had. It might be I'm eating on Doritos. I might have a can of pistachios. I'm about to say mixed nuts.
You love
pistachios. Pistachios, peanuts, almonds, cashews. You know, all of that is going to weigh on your experience. So try it all. See what you like. Note what you like. And then come back to that when you want to have that same experience. Yeah. But I'm with you. Read pour.
Yeah. I mean, you know, hey, we here now. We here. After a while, you might see our eyes lower a little bit. Speech start getting a little slower. You know, it happened to me last video.
That's a full body. That's a full body. That one's gonna get your attention, y'all. That one's gonna get your attention.
Indeed, it will.
That one's gonna get your attention.
And it has.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. But enjoying every minute of it. Hopefully, everything we're saying so far, you know, pique your interest, and for you to try different things, and every now and again treat yourself. You know, we only live once, y'all. That's right. Physically. You only live once. That's right. Treat yourself, man. Every now and again, if you can get you a celebratory stick or just regular run-of-the-mill, just enjoy yourself. Enjoy it. Life's too short not to enjoy certain times.
That's right. That's right. And try to make those times as often as possible.
That's right.
Because you're gonna work your ass off anyway.
You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it.
You know.
You and I both. All three of us. We deserve it. All of us. We deserve it.
Yeah. You know, you gotta take those breaks, and you know, again, just unwind. You know, you could take in your day, your week, your month, whatever the case may be. And then my brother here, he mentioned earlier about his parents. You know, now I hadn't experienced that yet, but don't you know we all got that coming?
That's right.
We all got that coming. So, you know, you can draw from the examples, those that go before us, and you can make that an occasion. Well, I don't want to say that is an occasion to just sit down and reflect. You know, how did I do today? How did I act and respond right within myself today? the roadblocks and the challenges that I was
That's
met
right.
with. Did
That's
I
right.
fold or did I hold?
That's
You know?
right. That's right.
And that, you know, those things, that's what sticks. You know what I mean? So you get up the next day, we're gonna do a little better than
That's
that.
right.
You know,
That's exactly right.
and if you
That's
fall
exactly
short, we're just gonna keep doing it until we get it right.
Do better.
You know,
Do
so
better. Be better.
that's right.
Be better. Not do better. Be better. Like our father told us. Don't you want to be different?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Don't you want to be different?
In a world full of crazies, somebody's got to be sane.
That's right.
Somebody's got to be. So why not you?
That's right.
Why not me?
That's
You
exactly
know?
right.
And he would tell us all the time. He said, "You're asking the wrong question. Why not you?"
That's
You know?
right.
So
That's right.
those are the things that that we, even when we're together, we talk about everything.
Yeah.
But but it all comes back to, how am I behaving myself?
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like you think about these, I'll say, world-renowned great men, and they were great. So I'm not belittling that at all. But you think about your Martin Luther Kings, your Malcolm X's. They had wives, they had families, right? Their wives never remarried. And I heard this comedian tell a joke one time. He's talking about Martin Luther King, and he said Coretta couldn't get remarried. He said, think about it. She get remarried, and her new husband got to work on her ex-husband holiday. So you you want to be so great that they don't.
What the?
You know, that makes the difference. That makes
Wow.
a difference. So but you're experiencing it with us right now.
That's
You
right.
go through a full range of emotions. We can have a serious moments. We can laugh. We can joke. And we can play. And this gives us occasion to sit and do this.
That's right.
Now we can do this without this.
Yeah, definitely.
This is just a means to an end. But since we love it, why not?
That's right.
Why not?
That's right. Enjoy. So I had to take off my secondary band because of course, be careful with your bands, team. What you don't want is now my band is moving free. That's another telltale sign.
Yep.
You want your bands to be free like this. Will it always happen? No. But as you gain experience, you'll see when a band is free like this to move. Again, it shows that the cigar, quality of the cigar, are you storing it correctly? And that's a whole nother video. We can get into temperature and humidity and all that kind of stuff, whether it's a tabletop, whether it's an electric humidor, whatever it might be, whatever your lane is. You don't, and I'll say this, you don't go have to spend $200 on an electrified humidor. But I will say this, it helps control. It takes all the work out. Now, if you got a tabletop and it works, we experience a lot of times our tabletop humidors, we've got to move them. Summer, spring, fall, winter, temperature changes in your house. It affects your humidity in your box or the temperature in your box. So you got to move from this area to that area. We've heard all kind of hilarious stuff.
Yep.
Some people put them in their closets, under their beds, in the kitchen on the counter.
Throw a towel over it.
Yeah, throw a towel over it, in the den, in the living room, outside in the trunk of the car.
Yep.
We've heard it all. But the electric humidors do help to a certain extent. It helps regulate more consistently your temperature and your humidity. Your humidity. One thing I will say, now I live by Bovita packs. Before it was, a little jar of purified water.
From Lake Minnetonka.
Beads and all these types of things, sponges but the Bovita packs, I will say Bovita has perfected the craft. You throw a couple of them in, whatever it is, whether it's a tabletop, whether it's electric, and it helps regulate. It helps takes a lot of the work. Now, when they dry it up and they're done, throw them away.
Yeah.
They have all kind of secrets, YouTube videos on how to bring them back. Bro, they're $5, $2, $3.
Yeah.
Throw that thing away. Buy you another one. They did their job. Just like a car. I've got one car. We were talking about muscle cars, EVs. Now, we regular folks, y'all. I've got a Honda Civic that I drive every day that's got 275,000 miles on it.
Which was my son's car that he never gave him. But that's another story for another day.
But that's my everyday. I don't care if I park. I don't care if somebody open the door and ding it. I don't care if it rains, if it's a pothole, or what. It's a consistent car that I drive every day. Now, when we get to the EVs and the muscle cars and all that's a whole nother story. But my point is, your tabletops are electric. Take care of them.
Yeah.
Watch your humidity. Rotate your sticks. You know, and there's a bunch of education out there, and as you watch his channel, he'll help you on that, on how to rotate your sticks.
Yeah.
You know, how to check your humidification, how to check your temperature. You know, suggestions on certain rooms to put them in. Even humidification. You know, when we smoke, you know, we've got $40 air purifiers all the way up to the rabbit type units.
Yeah.
You know, so depending on where you are, you want your humidification. Because one thing I don't like when my wife is with me and I'm smoking, one thing I don't like is for her to say, I smell like smoke. That's a no-no. That's a deal breaker. That's a turn off. So invest wherever you smoke. If it's in your house, you have a room. If you're fortunate enough to have a room where you can smoke, make sure the purification is up to par so that you, your significant others, your kids, the room doesn't smell like smoke. Somebody walk into your house, you invite some friends over for dinner, they walk in your house and like, man, I like cigars in here.
Yeah.
You don't want that. Now, if you're outside in your backyard or whatever it might be, patio, you know, but still, do some purification or some kind of circulation where the air is moving and you can enjoy your stick. Because one thing, we've been in situations where we're smoking, it's 10, 15 of us smoking, and we can't even see each other.
Yeah. Because it's the cloud. Yeah, yeah.
Cigar smokers. Now, the smell doesn't bother us. Doesn't bother us. You know, if you can't see each other, we doing this. Hey, man. Hey.
Wiping your eyes.
Can't even see the football game because the cloud smoke is so thick. But get you some circulation going on and find out what's best for you. You know, if you're in an apartment, you know, you might have neighbors that don't like smoke. You know, so figure all that out, you know, and ask the questions. Hey, what do I need to improve my circulation and my purification of air in my environment? You know, so.
And you bring a good point too, because, you know, that also plays to, you have to be aware of your environment.
Right.
And what I mean by that is the area you live in. So you mentioned the plug-in humidors versus the tabletops. So we also took a trip to Florida. Was that July 25? We went to Florida. Well, I knew I was going, so the sticks I was taking.
Wait, you talking about the 16-bedroom house that y'all rented?
That you paid for?
That was on the beach. Everything, every room was top to ceiling to floor, windows, and you can see the beach.
Yeah,
you talking about
that
you
sponsor.
You talking about that trip? Okay. Yeah.
So I knew we were going, so I used my tabletop. And I do this regularly anyway, but I use my tabletop to dry box. It's a method called dry boxing. So if you know you're going to a very humid environment, what you don't want to do is pull the cigar right out of your box, go to that humid environment and light up. Because what's going to happen is it's going to continually go out because the air is so moist.
Right.
So you put it in, well, this is what I do. I put it in my tabletop, and I don't have a humidity pack in there.
Yes.
I dry box it.
Yes.
To dry it out some, so when I get to that humid environment, I'll have a beautiful experience because it's just going to bring it back, you know, and it'll stay lit.
That's
I don't have to light it 88 times. 88 must be my number. I said that like 3 times already, you know, to get through the smoke, because that ruins your experience.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's right.
it is a science.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean?
That's right.
And the more I know it sounds like a lot of information, but the more you get into it, you're going to naturally gravitate to just learning more about what it is you're doing.
Yes.
To not ruin your enjoyment.
Right.
Because that defeats the purpose.
And the reason I'm laughing is because I've experienced that. I, at one point, with my electric humidor, I threw a bunch of Bovita packs in there. I'm getting my cigars in there moist, they're spongy, and I'm fighting with it. Now, at the beginning of this video, if y'all remember, what you don't want is to fight with a cigar. You gotta keep lighting it. You know, it keeps going out. You know, it's work. And it's almost like you sitting here saying, man, that's one I would put down as like, that's trash. Now, the cigar wasn't trash. It was my environment I had it in and how I had stored it. I had too many humidification packs in there. So I had to take those out. Then I started learning to rotate these things. You know, and dry boxing is another good one. You know, some people live by the aspect of, if they know they're going to smoke, say you go to work, tomorrow's Monday. I will go in my box, take out a couple of sticks, and I'll put them in a tabletop with no humidity packs in it, like you said. By the time I get home from work, that cigar has now acquiesce to the environment, so to speak. It's not spongy. It's not over humidified. When I light it, it takes off. And I can smoke that same cigar. Now, when you get to this point, you can light your cigar and smoke it all the way through without relighting it. That's a winner. That's a winner. If you got to keep relighting it, that's when you know, okay, I got to do something different. I got to change my approach on how I'm storing my cigar, because you can have too much humidity or not enough. We got an ongoing joke of a good friend of ours in our cigar community.
He smokes potato chips.
We were together one night. We all get together at this one spot, somebody's backyard. He takes out his cigar. We're all cutting our cigar. He cuts his, and it sounds like he opened up a bag of potato chips. We're like, man, what the? No humidity in its entire humidity. They were all dry. They were too dry. There was no moisture at all. But like I said, I had one experience where I had too much moisture, and I kept fighting. Now I'm mad at myself. I'm mad at the cigar. I'm mad at everybody around me. I'm mad at the bottle or the spirit I'm drinking. I'm mad at the bottle of water in between. I'm mad at everybody. I go home. My wife is like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Get out my face." I'm mad at my wife because.
Yeah. And when he gets mad, he starts telling everybody what to do. He likes to superintend every situation. That's just what he do.
So I'm getting to the point. I'm gonna take my last band off, and we'll keep this moving. And as you get to that last third, this is where the fun begins, because you watch some cigar videos and you get to that last third, and you'll see a lot of cigar aficionados, when they get to that last third, that tells the tape. They'll get to a certain point and they're like, oh. So that tells the tale of the tape. If you can smoke a cigar all the way through and enjoy it the entire time, that's a winner. Note that down to come back to it. And you want to duplicate that with your rest of your cigars. So whatever that environment was, wherever it was placed, whatever humidification temperature you had going on, you want to duplicate that. Because some of them you get to the end and it's like, okay, end of the road. This game is over.
Yeah.
And you got to put it down. Sometimes it's time.
Yeah.
Put it on down. Go ahead and put it down.
And that's a good point too, because it's like, and this is all cigars. This is true for all cigars, no matter where it's originated, any of that. You get into that last third, it's gonna get stronger. It's gonna kick up. It's gonna get stronger.
Yep.
And in most cases, it gets rougher. In most cases, not all, but in most cases, it gets rougher. So, on one hand, I want to say that's where the men are separated from the boys. But I don't mean that in a derogatory manner.
Right.
You just have to find out if that's something that you can. Is it worth is the juice worth the squeeze?
Right.
In
Right.
regard, when it comes to that. So it's something to just kind of take note of. But on the other hand, we have a brother, and hopefully we'll have him on too, Brother Tom. He religiously lives by when I'm done with it, I'm done. And if I'm no longer enjoying it, I put it down. So that could be. That doesn't even necessarily have to get to the end of the stick. That could be halfway through. If he's done, he's done. And I myself, honestly, I'm the same. Now that I'm doing these reviews, every stick I smoke, whether I'm enjoying it or not, I'm gonna smoke it all the way through, just for you guys, for educational and entertainment purposes. But hopefully I don't have too many. It hadn't happened yet, but it will. I hope not to have too many of those experiences where it's like, oh, I can't wait to get to the end of this so I can put it down.
Right.
But we'll see.
Shameless plug. When Tom comes, we're gonna have to get 3 seats in here some kind of way.
Oh yeah.
Tom. So I take my bands, my first and my secondary band, I put them on fingers like my rings.
He thinks he's the Godfather, yo. So he's gonna make us an offer we can't refuse.
Have fun, y'all. That's what I'm saying. We have fun. We have fun, man. We talk about life. We talk about kids. We talk about marriage. We talk about religion, our spirituality. We talk about it all, man. We talk about work. We talk about football. Whatever you want to talk about. We can talk about hopscotch. It wouldn't matter to me. As brothers, we respect each other. We love each other, and we have a good time.
That's
and
right.
hopefully you have a community or a brotherhood or a section of smokers that you can do that with as well.
That's
So
right.
that makes it fun, too. Now, if you don't, no harm, no foul. If you're a single person or a married person that don't have nobody to smoke with, you're just into cigars, You know, enjoy yourself, have fun. But opportunity permits. If there's a group, a cigar lounge you can go to, and you connect with some folks. I'll tell you a funny story. We go to one cigar lounge here in Los Angeles. So when we sit down, we couldn't sit next to each other, so we kind of spaced out in this group of guys. And unfortunately, Cigar Gent here, he sits next to a ex-Navy
vet,
graduated from
UCLA
back in 1970.
Told me his whole
got his
story.
PhD, and you know they were having a conversation over there. We had
He
a
was
great
having
time.
a conversation.
He couldn't get a word in. We were cracking up, y'all. We were cracking up. He couldn't get a word in. This guy was, I remember Pearl Harbor, and I was on the ship. But that's the fun about the cigar lounges. Getting there, there's an environment of like-minded individuals that enjoy cigars and just have a good time. But it was so funny, y'all. It was hilarious. We were cracking up.
Yeah, that's
because he couldn't get a word in.
I could not. It was like I didn't say anything. I didn't say a word. He just kept talking. He told me about how he went to school with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, it went on and on. It went on and on.
It did. We felt a little sorry for him, but we didn't as well.
Yeah, they never came to save me. Even the guy that was working the shop, he didn't come save me. He waited till afterwards and was like, "Hey, I tried to tell you." I said, "Well, you should have moved a lot quicker than that. You know, like this can't happen ever again, or we never come back."
But support your brick and mortars. You know, we do know online, typically you're gonna get a better price, a better rate, but support your brick and mortars in your local areas. You know, because they're you know, and then once you grow that relationship with them, you know, you start having those conversations. You know, not that they're going to drop their prices or give you any kind of discount, because we support everybody. You know, your price is your price. Yeah. You know, but you do want to support your brick and mortars. Yeah. You know, don't just throw them off and order everything offline. And if you go to a cigar lounge, I'll tell y'all this as well. You know, we see this a lot. You go to a cigar lounge, patronize the cigar lounge. If you go to a cigar lounge, buy one of their cigars. I ain't saying you got to buy a box. You got to buy a 5-pack. But don't walk in there with your cigars, with your drink, whether it's a Coca-Cola, a Pepsi-Cola, or water, or sparkling water, and don't buy nothing and don't patronize the establishment. You don't want to do that. That's just simple etiquette. Yeah. You know, support the brick and mortars. And, you know, and ask the questions. Closed mouths don't get fed. Y'all know that old adage. Closed mouths don't get fed. So you can ask that owner, manager, or whatever it is, "Hey man, do y'all ever do any specials? I want to support you. But you got this stick for $20, but I can get it online for $12. They know that. They know that. But talk to them. Make it a conversation. "Hey man, I'll buy 10 cigars. Work with me. You know, I want to support you." Have the conversation. It's like anything else. Just be fair. Just be fair.
That's right. That's right. So with that, we're going to take a short little break, and we're going to be back with the conclusion. That's when we're going to get a rating, and that's when we find out if it's a fire or retire. So y'all stick around. All right, y'all. So, you know, we're at that part of the evening. So this is really where you just unwind and relax. You know what I mean? We all the way in, and you come out the suit and tie. Just sit back. You know what I mean? This is the part, like we talked about. This is where you find out if you can take it all the way through, or if you got to put it down. So we into that last third, and I'm still enjoying. I don't know about you. I'm still enjoying.
Bruh, it's hard to say this stick is, well, let me rephrase that. If somebody was to ask me, is this stick worth $75? $75 is a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
I don't care what you're talking about, what you're doing.
That's right.
$75 is a lot of money. But again, if you're talking about a celebratory stick, a special occasion stick, treat yourself, this stick is worth it. Now, I won't have a box full of these. Don't get me wrong. But if I could pick one or two up, put them in my box, again, my 5th grandkid about to be born, you know, would I smoke it on a special occasion? Of course. But $75 is a lot of money. But I will say everybody deserves to treat themselves to a cigar like this. And I would tell you, reply in Cigar Gent's comments. If you ever get one, go back to the video. It ain't got to be today, it ain't got to be tomorrow. But I would suggest or encourage you to go back and share your experience if you decide to buy one.
Yeah.
Again, we're not endorsed by Padron. Don't get me wrong.
I would love to be though.
Let's
Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
We can get these subscriptions and these likes and these comments of getting that algorithm. Hey, you can make that happen.
And like I say, my favorite Padron is the 45 year. I'm waiting to try the 50th, but Padron for me is the pinnacle for me. Boutique brands are up there as well, but if we're talking about mainstream overall experience, this has been an excellent cigar, start to finish. Again, full body, you got to be ready for that. It's not for the faint of heart.
That's right.
You got to be ready for this one, because if you don't, you know, we've seen people smoke a full body cigar, and the end result is not pretty. It's not pretty.
That's right.
You know, so know your lane. You know, develop your palate over years and over experience. You know, now I'm not saying you got to be smoking for 20 years to get the stick. I'm not saying, but don't just jump into something like this, because your first impression might not be the same impression you have 6 months later. So take your time, but enjoy yourself. Treat yourself. Get some of those sticks that you, for celebratory reasons. You know, now your everydays and your up and down the streets. Now some people smoke these type of sticks all the time. We don't have those means. You know, we're just like you, everyday folks. We're good people. We're hardworking. We have families. You know, we're not retired. We're working every day. So, but every now and again, treat yourself. You know, every now and again on a Saturday, I'll go outside. I'll smoke me an Opus, a Fuente, a Liga, a boutique brand. You know, something I've been sitting on the side. I'll do that. I'll just, for no reason, I'll just go outside and say, you know what, I deserve this. And I'll smoke one.
Yeah.
If you're a wine connoisseur, same thing with wine. You know, you've got your, you know, out here in LA, you know, you got Paso Robles, you got Napa, Lodi. You got certain wines that you pull out, you know, when you got good company and people that appreciate the craft.
That's what I was gonna say. It's gotta be someone that can appreciate what you're giving. You don't waste good wine, good cigars, good craft beer, whatever it is. You don't waste that on someone who doesn't really, I'll say, dabble in that. You know what I mean? Because there won't be any appreciation had. They're just gonna drink it, smoke it, eat it, and you never get the finer enjoyment out of it, because that's not what you do. So what you do is you have a stash that you share with those who that's not really their bag, you know what I mean? And that's okay, you know what I mean?
But that is okay. That is okay.
You pour yours in the house.
That's right.
And you know, you let them have.
That's right. That's right.
You know, whatever that's. I don't even want to put no names on that.
That's right.
You let them have whatever that would be.
I use this example. My son, he loves Hennessy. I won't buy a bottle of Hennessy. That's not me. I'm older now. I'm more mature in my life. I appreciate the finer things in life. I will buy Hennessy XO.
Emphasis on.
Here we go. Here we go. I will buy a Hennessy XO. You know, I'll buy a Remix 1738. But, you know, my son, I won't pull, if he comes over, if him and his wife comes over, I won't pull out the XO. He doesn't appreciate it. And that's no shade on my son, but he likes regular Hennessy. So I'm not pulling out a Hennessy XO for my son to have a drink. Now I will. Now I say, hey Leo, I say, son, let's have a drink. And I'll pull it out just to give him a little
taste.
Yeah, a little taste. For him to say, oh. Now he might tell me, I don't taste no difference.
Yeah.
Again, experience.
That's right.
Experience. You know, over time, your palate develops to where, you know, you take a stick. Again, you can do for example, for those of us that order online, I don't care if it's Cigar International, Thompson Cigars, JR Cigars, Cigar and Pipes, Cigars.com, Daily Cigars, Holt Cigar, whatever. You can buy a budget-friendly pack, 100 sticks for $88. $88.
Yeah.
$88. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. You smoke those, but you buy you a $75 cigar. My bottom bet for you is this. You're going to be able to tell a difference between a $75 cigar and a bundle package. You'll get 100 sticks for $88. Now, you still might enjoy the 100 pack. Yeah. Every day, going to work, golf course, working out, after workout, cutting grass, washing your car, just need a break, whatever. You still enjoy the cigar, but you're going to be able to tell the difference in the quality. Going back to cars, somebody might buy a Hyundai Sonata. Excellent car. excellent warranty, 100,000 miles, 10-year warranty. You can't beat that. Kia. But you buy your Mercedes, it's a difference. It's a difference. Whether or not you want to admit to it, it's a difference. The quality, the amenities, the ambient, it's different. It's a different game. I said earlier, I'm a muscle car guy. I was fortunate. My dad, I had Novas, Camaros, Chevelles, you know, as far as muscle cars, you know, back in the 80s when I was in, you know,
he was 30.
Quote unquote street racing. You know, you take a big block and drop it in the Camaro, you know, you're walking people. You know, 5.0s come out, you know. But take, for example, this Dodge Hellcat, you know, car I had at one point. That was different. That car outclassed my old Chevelle with a 454 in it. Different experience. So my point is packaging, substance. Like I said earlier, this cigar is packed different. It's going to burn different. It's going to burn slower. You take a bundle of 100, you're going to smoke it in 30 minutes. This cigar, we're going on an hour, hour and a half. It's going to take you time to smoke it. So again, you want to understand quality versus quantity. Nothing's wrong with neither one of them. You know, some of us don't have the budget. We might have to get that 100 pack for $88. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that at all. But do know there's a place for all these cigars. There are categories of these cigars. And that's one thing you just want to appreciate. I'm loving this cigar. Again, I still get pepper.
See, the pepper for me is gone.
See, it's, again, so there again, the palate. Pepper's still here. The dried fruit is still here. I do get the hint of molasses. I still don't get the baking spice. You know, now for those of you that bake, you might catch that. You might catch that off the rip. Me, I'm like, in the back of my mind, I don't want to work to make me find it. You know,
it'll just come. So like you said, you know, treat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. You know what I mean? And you just want to, like you said, you just want to enjoy the experience, enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. And that's the good thing about, like you said, when sticks burn slower, you can really take your time and enjoy that.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you have, because like you said, we're fast smokers. So if you have that issue, and I do call it an issue because you want to be able to slow down, what you do, and then you can do this in each third of the smoke. Put your fingers close to that burning edge. If it's burning your fingers, you need to slow down. You're burning it too fast. You're torching your leaf.
Great point. Great point. This is just a plug. That's our cigar community. Hey, put a Bovita pack in there. Ask it, because if you don't ask, some retailers do it off the bat, but some don't. So ask that when you order your sticks online. Hey, can I get a pack? You do your brick and mortar. You buy 2 sticks, 3 sticks, 5 sticks. They'll put them in a little Ziploc. Or hey, put a Bovita pack in there, man. Most times you're gonna find they're gonna be like, oh, no problem. They'll just throw it in there. But if you don't ask,
they won't do it.
They won't do it. So this is a little plug from us to you guys. Get a Bovita pack. Throw it in your tabletop. Throw it in your electric humidor. Or put it in the Ziploc and just save it to the side to when you need it. You know, and if you give sticks, and we share all the time. We trade, we share. He might get an order, I get an order. Hey, take this, take that. Hey, as a matter of fact, Opus people out there, Opus manufacturer, Puente, hey man, Carlito, Carlos, all y'all. Hey, show some love, And I say that specifically because as we move forward, and we can put a bunch of them on here, luxury, tobacco of the Greenwich. We can put a bunch of them on there. We can talk about everybody. And don't want to do no shameless plugs here, but hey, we ordering, brick and mortars. That's right. Show some respect to your brick and mortars.
And that's all we're trying to do is you're just gonna circulate those dollars within this community, you know, and it's for all of our enjoyment, you know. So I hope you guys are taking in what, you know, because there's been some jewels dropped tonight, you know. This is one of those ones. For sure.
I'm down to my last third.
Oh yeah,
I'm still enjoying the stick, bro. I'm still enjoying it.
I'm about to give my rating. You know?
Sometimes I get to this point. Sometimes I get to this point and I'm like, I drop it in the ashtray and move on to the next. I'll go to bed, you know,
amongst other things,
in my evening or whatever it might be. But this one, still rolling.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go ahead and give my rating. To your point, I'm pretty much almost down to a nub. So if you don't know, I do a 7 category rating system. 5 is the max of each category.
Let's go. Let's go
anywhere between that. So for me, so we talked earlier about presentation. We hinted at presentation, and I'm gonna have a cut in this video. So stick around so you can see the presentation of the box. This particular edition, they ship it, and it's a pretty good sizable box. You know, it has and it's very ornate and decorative. So the outer box has Jose Padron's face on it. You know, the whole nine. You know, elaborate writing, gold writing. It's really nice. So then when you pop that open, there's a lacquer box that has Padron 60th anniversary on it, which is really nice. It has a lock system.
It's beautiful. It's
Open
beautiful.
That, and each cigar is in its own coffin. So it comes in a coffin. So just based on that alone, you got to give them a 5 on presentation.
I agree.
Even if the bands were
stuck.
Yeah, like we're nothing. You would still have to give them a 5 on presentation.
I agree, 100%.
So they get a 5 from me in that. Flavor, another 5. You know, the flavor is very deep, and it's flavors that I like. The milk chocolates, the orange peel, the molasses. You know, the pepper on the front end. To his point, in the first third, you are going to get heavy pepper.
Yes, sir.
But that backs, well, for me, it backed off in the first third, and it never came back. Even down here, it never came back.
Listen, y'all, I'm still getting pepper. I'm still getting it. The orange peel is prevalent.
Yeah, I don't have no pepper,
but it's still smoking. Shit, you know, I'm getting pepper. I'm getting pepper, that citrus, pepper and citrus.
Okay, yeah,
that's where I'm at.
I'm getting espresso, and let me see on the retro.
Maybe I need to drink an espresso.
I'm getting dark chocolate and cocoa on the retro.
Cocoa.
So
I ain't getting no dark chocolate.
I got to give it a 5 on flavor.
I'm 100% with you.
Strength, 5.
Oh, this is a gangster. 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 On that, this is a gangster.
Now, complexity and nuance. If I'm being completely honest, which is what we're here to do, we're gonna be completely honest at all times. I'm gonna have to give it about a 4. The transition is really, really smooth. It transitions nice. However, when you start talking about nuance and, like I said, just complexity in itself, the flavors I got, it was the same set of flavors, even though it might have transitioned differently. It was the same set of flavors.
I agree.
So while I enjoyed it, there are some others, even within the Padron lineup, that has a little bit more complexity.
That Family Reserve, baby.
That's right. So
woo!
I'm gonna give it a 4. So that's what, 19, 15, yeah, that's 19.
So I'm with you on the complexity. Well, it's consistent. Complexity didn't get a lot of note changes. That from beginning to end, it was pretty consistent. I will say the citrus picked up at the end, the pepper and the chocolate. Throughout the stick, you experience the same nuances.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you experience the same nuances.
Yeah,
but at the end, I'm more on the citrus now.
Yeah. So then when you move into the 5th category, which is balance, it is very well balanced. So in balance, I still, even with that, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. The reason why I'm saying that is, as you go through your cigar smoking journey, I have found, or I have smoked other sticks that honestly are far more cost effective, and the balance is a little bit nicer. So, but it's not bad. It's not bad. So I'm gonna still give it a 4. So that's what, 24?
I'll say this on balance. This particular cigar, all the way through, consistency, the flavor notes, it was full body beginning to end.
Yeah.
Now, complexity, it wasn't a lot. Everything was there from beginning to end.
Just rotate.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was wrong. That's 23. 23 out of 35 so far. And then when you start talking about finish, it does have a long finish.
Yeah.
It's got a long finish, so I got to give it a 5 there.
Definitely.
So that's 28. You know, so it does have that construction and burn quality.
Oh.
What I will say, in the very beginning, because it has a nipple on the end.
Yeah.
I think you saw that at the beginning of the video. the draw is going to be a little tighter because of that nipple, because the hole is so small.
Yes.
But once you get past that, the draw does open up.
Yes, it opens up.
So from that point forward, the construction and burn quality is immaculate. So I still got to give it a 5 there. So that's what? That's 30. That's 33. 33 out of 35. So as you can see, for me, you know, it's definitely a fire. And I will venture to say, you know, he's over here in the third heaven. So, you know.
I had it. So as y'all saw, he took off his jacket and his tie. I had to take off my smoking jacket and my crafty handkerchief. I had to take it off because at this point, enjoyable stick, loved it beginning to end. As Cigar Gent said, the lighting, that particular Vitola, you got to work with it. And what I would suggest to you is learn how to light that particular cigar, whether you're using the matches, whether you're using a torch, because those Vitolas burn a little different. But once you get past that entry level, it opens up. The draw was excellent. At first, it was a little work, but once you get past that entry level, then it opens up, and then the butterflies and songs and the choir singing, everything opens up. So I would say that once you get past that, so work with your cigar, learn how to light them, learn how to draw, but do that on your own time. Learn that certain cigars you can just light them and boom. Again, don't scorch your cigar because that's going to mess up your entire experience. You scorch a cigar at the very beginning, you will learn that you scorch a cigar, it's going to be a lot of burn taste, burnt. You know, you're going to be like, oh, this is awful. No, back that lighter up if you're using a torch. And find your torch. If you get a soft light, you know, everybody can afford that, and I get it. That soft light, that soft flame, that's the way to go. Matches are the way to go as well. But get you the long matches, y'all. Hey, again, invest in yourself. Get the long matches. Get the long ones. Don't get the little short ones.
When you're burning your fingertips.
Yeah, those are cool, but get you a quality match, a cigar match.
Yeah.
You know, this ain't a Cool Filter King.
Yeah.
You know, ain't a Marlboro.
Yeah.
Ain't a Camel. So get you a long match where you can take the time to rotate your stick, rotate the flame, draw it, bring it forward, extend it, bring it forward, and learn your craft. Even with your torches, back that flame up, introduce it to your stick. Introduce and learn how to light your cigar, because if you burn it at the very beginning, it's going to give you
how you finish.
That's right, bro. It's going to give you a bad start.
Yeah.
No, it eventually light up. It'll eventually lind up to where you start enjoying the cigar, but you got to get past that. Yeah. So learn how to light your cigar. Take your time. It's like anything else. Take your time. Go slow. Take your time.
They pump too fast.
If your match goes out, put it down, get you another match.
Yeah.
You know, if you get your fingers and put it out, get you another match. That's why matches come 50 to a box. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
Just a quick tip, if you will. When you have that perfecto size like what we had,
right? And
if you can't get it right, that little nip on the end, you can easily just snip it. Snip it, and you won't even have to deal with that.
That's what I had to do. I snipped the tip because, for me, too much work. I want to eliminate the middleman. Flip the tip. You cut it. You end what you're going to smoke, whether it's a V cut, straight cut, punch, whatever you prefer. But on the lighting end, tip it. And over experience, over time, you'll learn what you prefer when you're lighting a cigar. Again, extend, introduce, to where you're just toasting the cigar where you like. And that's one thing I love about certain channels. They'll show you, even when you're using a match, introduce the stick to the light. A lot of times, if anybody knows anything about fire, we're not firemen, but anything about fire, a lot of times you don't have to have it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Finesse. Have that flame where it's just tipping your cigar. Puff on it to get your light. So do that in your own time. But you're gonna learn eventually what you would prefer. Torches are easy, Find the right butane. Some lighters don't like certain butane. That's another thing. Your local B&M's, cigar lounges, smoke shops, wherever you go to get your gas, you're gonna learn certain lighters don't respond to certain butane. You can go buy you a $20 lighter, you putting it with this butane in it, and you clicking it. Why is it not lighting? You see the flash, but it's not lighting. Learn your butane, learn your lighters, and introduce your stick. And you'll be like us. Well, now he put the pick in his.
Yeah. You can use the perfect draw as a pick as well. So
now I'm a glutton for punishment. My fingers burning and stuff. You know, I'm put it down, pick it up, put it down, put it up. So you use the perfect draw, put it in the corner of the stick, toothpick. Some people use toothpicks.
Yep. And that's when you know it's good. When you get down to this part and you still want to smoke it, it's too good to put down. Get you a toothpick if you don't have a perfect draw. Put it in there. Again, use finesse. Don't just jab it or stab it.
Right. That's right.
Slowly, you guys know what I'm saying. Slowly
you spend your money on these cigars. Don't massacre.
Yeah.
With a perfect draw, you just don't do that. Don't do that. Take your time. You spent hard-earned money to buy these cigars. I don't care if it's the 100 pack of $88 or $75 stick. Take your time and enjoy your cigar and enjoy your quality time.
So with that, that's a wrap for this.
So wait a minute. Where we score? 33 out of 35?
Yeah. That's where we landed.
Again, this is subjective. You might smoke this cigar and be like, man, that was trash.
Yeah.
I won't agree with you. But please, reply in the comments.
Yes.
I don't care if it's today, next month, next week, 2 months from now. Go back to the video.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Share. Comment, subscribe, share. There
Hit
you
the
go.
bell icon.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.
And
again, hey y'all, I'm gonna come back. I told y'all I'm coming back and come see the booth next time. And we got some stuff for y'all, man. I want to support his channel. I got some stuff I'm coming out with y'all. And again, respect the game. I want to celebrate his channel. So if I come back next time with an Opus 7, Padron, Hammer and Dream, I'm not trying to tell you gotta buy those things. I want to celebrate my brother. Some of my quality stuff, Black Moses, which is relatively inexpensive. This year, Nicaraguan. But I'm coming back next time suited and booted. I gotta put my tie on, my pocket square. Listen, fellas and gals, because we don't want to discount our ladies.
That's right.
I don't do Javas. I don't do the flavored thing, but I will. Matter of fact, I might come back with my wife.
That'd be good.
Be good. She likes the flavor stuff. I don't like the flavors.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah.
You might like flavor cigars, and nothing's wrong with that. Our point was experience, relaxation, enjoying, at the end of the day, reflecting back on life. Can I be better? Can I be better? And that's our thing. We get together all the time. So
till next time, hey, smoke it if you got it.
Smoke it if you got them.
Let us know how you feel about it, And like you said, he'll be back. You guys hit the bell icon so that way you'll know when we drop them. You won't miss it. And
subscribe. Hey, can I do a plug?
Yeah.
Hey, Dez.
Yeah.
Inside joke, y'all. Hey, Dez. Where you at?
Gonna see you, bruh. So, y'all, we appreciate y'all sticking around. And there's going to be more to come. We'll catch you on the next go round. See y'all later.